CNN Chief Medical Correspondent Sanjay Gupta joins me now to talk more about this part of the case. Sanjay, obviously, this is a time of mourning for millions of people still, but his death was also so unexpected, and many people want to know how this happened. What could the autopsy and toxicology report tell us?
Well, I mean, it could tell us a lot. It could give us a clearer answer, obviously, in terms of what caused his death. The sheriff, as you heard, Jake, was very careful to say, look, there are certain things that he just can't talk about today. I think the inference is that there may be some clues already that they have, but they want to piece it together with everything else, the autopsy, the toxicology reports, and also just what's been going on with Prince over the last several weeks. A couple things that I should point out, Jake. You know, you heard that a little bit of the timeline from yesterday morning, 9:43. They get this call. That's when they found Prince's body. I guess is slumped over in an elevator. It took just 24 minutes before they actually declared time of death. So, you know, it's important. A lot of times, if there's any signs of the possibility of taking someone to the hospital, paramedics will often do that. They did not do that in this case. So it's unclear how long he was in the elevator, but the sheriff said, look, it wasn't just minutes. It sounds like he'd been there for some period of time at least. Also, he also described that the autopsy was a very complete autopsy. It was the word that the medical examiner's PR representative used. Very complete autopsy. Took about 4 hours. And again, I think what you can deduce from that is that there wasn't anything obvious in terms of signs of death here. There wasn't anything that they sort of zeroed in on. So it looks like there was a lot that they were sort of looking for, with a lot of things a possibility here. Weeks, days at least, but weeks probably before we get some sort of final answer. And I will tell you, Jake, that sometimes even that final answer may not be as definitive as I think a lot of people would like. Sometimes you just don't know absolutely with certainty what happened here.
Prince said in a 2009 interview, Sanjay, that he had epilepsy and seizures when he was younger. Potentially, could that be a clue into how he died?
I think it's something they would look at, but if I had to say, I would think that would be an unlikely sort of thing. First of all, just so much time has passed. I think it would be unlikely probably that it would be the epilepsy because it sounds like those had resolved, the seizures had resolved. Could it be medications that he was still on? Look, it was, you know, decades had been in the interval why he would suddenly have a problem with some of those medications, if he was even on these medications still. It just seems unlikely. But again, it sounds like they're leaving, as you heard the sheriff say, no stone unturned. So I'm sure that will come up as part of the investigation.
All right, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, thank you so much. Appreciate it as always.